Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jackie. I'm sorry about my throat, but I don't think it will influence the presentation. Today, I will be presenting my analysis of the Nifty Tele electronics case. So, this case is not simply about installing an electronic monitoring system. Instead, it raises important questions about how information systems should be used to improve organizational performance while also respecting employee privacy and maintaining a healthy organizational culture. And during this presentation, I will first explain the business problem faced by Nifty Teleelectronics. Then I will evaluate how the electronic monitoring systems affects organizational efficiency and effectiveness. And I will also compare alternative information systems that could better support the company. And finally, I will discuss the ethical and legal issues involved and provide my recommendations for achieving both operational efficiency and and the long-term competitiveness. So before evaluating the information system, we first need to understand the real business problem. At first glance, it appears that the problem is employee behavior because designers dress casually, spending time talk with coworkers, and occasionally browse the internet. However, after reading the case carefully, I believe these are not the company's actual problems. I think this case clearly states that the designers consistently complete their work on time. This suggests that productivity was not the main issue, and the main real problem was poor leadership and poor change management. And the new CIO made an important decision without consulting employees, even like stakeholders. He just immediately introduced electronic monitoring without explaining the reasons or preparing employees for the change. So as a result, the company created resistance, also like damaged trust, also like increased organizational risk. So therefore, this case is less about technology, but more about how technology is implemented within an organization. So electronic monitoring is an information system because it collects, also stores, also analysis, employee activity data. So from an operational perspective, this system offers several advantages. Managers can monitor attendance, identifying inefficient work habits, protect confidential company information, and improve accountability. Because performance data is available in real time, so managers can make faster operational decisions. However, improving efficiency doesn't always mean improving organizational effectiveness, because this is especially true for companies whose competitive advantage depends on creativity rather than repetitive work. So, for example, in manufacturing or warehouse operations, monitoring employee activity may increase productivity because the work is highly standardized. However, designers create value through innovation, brainstorming, and collaboration. So if employees know every keyboard stroke and every movement is being monitored, they may focus on looking busy rather than experimenting with new ideas. So over time, this will reduce credibility for sure, lowers employee engagement, and weakens the company's ability to innovate. And therefore, while Electronic monitoring improves operational efficiency in the short term, but it may reduce organizational effectiveness and long-term competitiveness. So instead of relying mainly on electronic monitoring, Nifty should consider several alternative information systems, like ERP systems, such as Oracle, SAP. This will help integrate business resources, including inventory, including the purchasing, even the production. So these systems improve decision making and communication across departments, but they are also expensive and may not directly solve the problem in the design department. And also, second, project management systems like Asana, Jira are better suited for creative teams. Instead of monitoring employee behavior, managers can monitor project milestones, even the deadlines and the collaboration. This will allow employees to work more independently while managers still maintain visibility over project processes. And third, the collaboration platforms like Microsoft Teams improved communication, like teamwork. Designers often rely on collaboration to generate innovative ideas. So these tools support creativity, but not just restrict that. So I believe Jira, Asana would be a better solution than intensive electronic monitoring because they evaluate employees based on project outcomes instead of every individual action. And this approach supports both productivity and same as like innovation. So choosing an information system should never be based on only one factor, such as productivity. And managers should evaluate multiple criteria that support both business performance, also the organizational strategy. For example, like electronic monitoring receives highest score for productivity because it allows manager to monitor employee activity in real time. However, it performs poorly in creativity, privacy, even the employee acceptance. So Jira, this platform performs much better for creative organizations because it allows employees to work independently while still providing managers with visibility into project progress. And ERP performs well in integrating business resources, but is not specifically designed to manage creative work. So therefore, my recommendation would not be to eliminate monitoring completely, but I would combine project management software, collaboration tools, and limited electronic monitoring for security purpose. This balanced approach actually supports the operational efficiency while maintaining employee trust and the innovation. Also, the SWOT analysis helps us evaluate electronic monitoring from a strategic perspective. First, the biggest strength is that managers receive real-time operational data. This improves accountability and makes it easier to identify workflow problems. And the weaknesses are equally important. Employees may feel stressed because every activity is being monitored creative environments. This reduces innovation because employees become more concerned about appearing productive than generating new ideas. And looking at opportunities, the company doesn't need to abandon technology. Instead, it can improve the system by integrating electronic monitoring with ERP systems and AI powered business analytics. but not just evaluating employees based on the keyboard activity alone. Managers can combine operational data with project outcomes and business performance. And in this case, it also involves several important stakeholders, and each group is affected differently by the monitoring system. So the designers are the most directly affected because their daily work is monitored, although they may receive clearer performance expectations. They also lose a significant amount of privacy. And managers, they benefit because they receive more operational data and a greater control over employee activities. However, if employees lose trust in management, the organization may experience lower morale, resistance to change, and even a higher employee turnover. And so shareholders. For shareholders, it may initially see higher productivity, but in the long run, the reduced innovation could weaken the whole company's competitive advantage and financial performance. Customers are also the stakeholders. So that means if the employee creativity declines, the quality, uniqueness of the new mobile phone designs may decrease, and ultimately will affect customer satisfaction. And also, from the ethical issues, organizations, I think it should respect employee dignity, privacy. Monitoring should only be used when it is necessary and proportional to business needs. So one major concern is this case is a decision to install cameras in the restaurants. In most countries, including the United States and many European countries, this would generally be considered as unreasonable invasion of privacy and could violate labor laws. And other issue is employee consent. Employees should understand what data is being collected, why it is collected, how long it will be stored, and who has access to it. So finally, the ethical information system management requires balancing business efficiency with employee rights. So finally, if I am the CIO, first, I would organize stakeholder meetings with designers, managers, before introducing any new information system. Listen to the employee concerns also helps reduce resistance and improves acceptance. Second, clearly doing communication, I would clearly communicate why changes are necessary and how the new system supports both business goals and employees' daily work. And instead of implementing and monitoring system across the entire company, I will also conduct a pilot program with a small team, allows managers to identify problems and make improvements before expanding the system. And after that, it will be the employee training. Employees should understand not only how to use the system, but also why the company is implementing that. And I will also evaluate success using several key performance indicators rather than just monitoring data, like employee satisfaction, customer satisfaction, innovation, employee turnover. These are all really important. And I will also recommend using project management software like Jira and other platforms like Microsoft Teams or ERP systems. Because limited electronic monitoring can still be used. Can still be used for protecting confidential information and the company's assets, but it should never become the privacy management tool. So, in conclusion, the Nifty Tele electronics case demonstrates that information systems are powerful tools, but technology alone cannot guarantee business success. And electronic monitoring can also improve operational efficiency by providing managers with real-time information and better accountability. But if it is implemented without considering organization culture, even the employee privacy, the stakeholder engagement, this will also damage the trust, even weaken the whole company's long-term competitiveness. And I've shown that organizations should evaluate information systems based not only the productivity, also the employee acceptance, ethical responsibility. And I believe the best solution is to combine all the system platform and the limit the electronic monitoring for security purposes. So finally, I would like to end with one important message. I think technology should support people, not just replace leadership or human relationships. I think successful organizations achieves achieve sustainable competitive advantage by balancing technology, even the ethics and organizational culture. Yeah, and that's my presentation. Thanks, everyone.